What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap the shit out of that like button because it helps support the channel. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, reactions, music stuff, a bunch of fun stuff. It's a really cool variety channel where I bring everything that is close and dear to my heart to the channel. And today, I said I was done with the Jeffrey Dahmer reaction series. I even skipped a couple of episodes because, as I stated in the final series reaction, it became a lot. And one of the reasons it became a lot was because of Glenda Cleveland's story and how much she endured during the process of all this and how much she was a victim just like so many other people. And I tried so hard to move forward with my content and my life, and I see images of her. I keep thinking about her, and with my channel, so many times when something is on and on in my mind, I like to come here and discuss it. And my topic today is not of the vicious, horrible murders or Jeffrey Dahmer or any of that, but of just Glinda and how much of a hero she was and how inspired I was of her, and also how that's the you want. Not only do you want to be a Glenda Cleveland in life, you want to have a Glenda Cleveland around in your life. If you're someone who goes through anything, any type of attacks or anything that is not okay for a human being to endure, cannibalism being the worst of it, you would hope and dream that someone like her would catch it. Someone like her would be nosy enough to see and tell so that you could be free of whatever danger you were in. Now, without a doubt, I think that one of the scariest things in this series was the racial injustice, was the white privilege. The fact that she told the cops and called the cops so many times about Jeffrey and was ignored, was put to the side, was 100% because she was a black woman. And that is how they were treated. And it's unfair. And while I was watching it, I reviewed the series and I was talking about this in episode 1 or 2 where I was saying oh, I feel like there's a little bit of white privilege or a little bit of racial injustice. No, not a little bit. It was 100% because of the fact that, and it was the best of both worlds. It was the color of the skin, and then it was also the fact that Jeffrey was gay. So now we have something happening that is gay being told on by someone who is a woman of color. So it is like a double whammy, like a double not gonna be believed, a double gonna be swept under the rug, a double no one's gonna care. And because of that, so many people lost their lives. So many families had to grieve because of that disgusting thought process of homophobia, that disgusting thought process of being racist. We lost lives of young boys who had dreams and aspirations, and along with that came the trauma and sadness of the families in all the years to come. And when she went into the funeral in that one episode towards the end of the series, and she had to go sit down and talk to the father and apologize to him, it was as if when she found that 14-year-old boy on the front step, it was as if her motherly, amazing, human, heroistic instincts immediately kicked in. And she knew she did not want this boy to lose his life. She knew that this soul, this person, this really young person was lost. It was like a motherly human instinct. And she did not want to have to be the one to say sorry or say, oh, I saw him that last night of his life. It's like, and I've had this happen to me in my own life where I see it before it happens type of thing. And I feel like she had that feeling where she was so diligent on trying to say, this is not right. He is young. Please ID him. Please help him. She was so about that because of the fact that she never wanted to have to be the one to say years later, hi, I was the last one to see your son that night. I tried so hard. So when she had to go into that funeral and say she tried so hard, that broke my heart and that haunted me. And the fact that she knew and I knew and everyone knows at the point of this series that the reason why she wasn't believed is because of the color of her skin and because of being a woman and because the content was about gay stuff. It's just all so heartbreaking because at the end of the day, we're losing lives. And this is just one story that we're zooming in on. So when something like this comes up, I immediately start thinking about all the other people who this wasn't a huge story, who didn't get national headlines and stuff. How many other situations in the world happen because of racial injustice? How many other situations happen because somebody was homophobic? How many people died because of people's not being open-minded, you know? And it frustrated me, and I'm still thinking about it. And what it comes down to is that Glenda Cleveland is such an iconic American hero because, you know, so many times you think about our heroes being like on Marvel, you know, Thor, all that. But the reality is they don't exist. Glenda Cleveland existed. And she's a hero for speaking up. For speaking up, being in the body that she's in, being the woman that she is, knowing that the cops could have dealt with her. Jeffrey Dahmer could have dealt with her. Everyone was against her voice. And despite that, she still spoke her truth because she knew. And to hold on to that for the rest of her life, she will always be a victim of this. She will always be haunted by this and wish that she could have done something different, along with the fact that she just endured so much. And my heart goes out to her, and I wanted to just, like I said, like with the channel, if I have an opportunity to zoom in on something and call it what it is, I'm starting to do that more. It's something I used to be more afraid of, but things like this need to change. And if we're going to have a governmental system where they're meant to protect us as a nation, as a whole, then we need to not be afraid of being a minority and still being protected. It was a fear I had even before I saw this, but now after seeing this, like, it brings it to a light. And it's almost sad and strange in a way that I would almost fear not being believed by a cop or not being taken care of correctly in the justice system versus being kidnapped and killed. Like, does that make sense? Like, the fear of being treated differently based off of who I am is more likely and scary than the actual whole act that he did. And that's what made this series so scary, is that so many of the issues that we were seeing before our eyes are still happening today. And people are still going through this. And people like Glenda Cleveland are still speaking up, and those people are also heroes. So I just want to say that I'm inspired by her, and thank you to her for being a mother to us all. I felt so connected to the victims being in a gay community, and so connected to her also. And I just feel like that is the type of person I would want to be my neighbor, to make sure I'm good, because you can't trust a lot of people. And this series showed the worst of people, without a doubt, and it highlighted that so much. But without knowing, it also showed the best of people, that being of Glenda Cleveland. Someone who cares about humans. Someone who cares about who you are because you deserve a life, not because of the color of your skin or what your preference is. She was there for those victims because they were victims. And you can't say the same for the cops at that time. So many people in the judicial system only protect who they want to protect. And that's how it was then, and that's where it is now at some places. And it's a rude awakening, and it's something you don't want to see or like believe in, but It's something that needs to be seen, and I'm so glad they highlighted it so well in the show. But if you guys haven't seen the episode by episode reactions or the full series reaction, make sure you check it out, because I do discuss a lot of this in there too. But I did just want to take a second to highlight that Glenda Cleveland is in fact an American hero, and to thank her for what she did for those boys and for their families. Even though she may feel like she didn't do enough, I feel like she did the very most. And she did it with her head held high. And she did it in a way that inspired me to always make sure to believe in your truth and fight for it. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys comment below. Let me know if the series got to you the way it did for me, what you're feeling. Let me know I'm not alone, all that good stuff. Subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.